Okay, everyone's Chromebooks are closed. So, I'm recording myself. I have to go over this to teach, I guess, to see how I'm teaching. I have to analyze it. I have to grade myself. Y'all want my free advice now or after the science?
Now.
It's a really good story.
Now. Okay, now.
Okay. Let me make up one.
Okay. You said it was a really good story.
It is a really good story. So, how many of y'all know what are the three lawmakers in Washington, D.C.? You got the president.
The government.
The government, yeah, no. Congress. Do you know what makes up Congress?
Judges. Supreme Court.
Supreme Court separate from Congress. Congress is going to be your House of Representatives and your House of Representatives and your senators. It is hot.
It is hot. It is really, really hot. Are you just nervous?
No, I'm really just sweating because the air won't kick on and I don't know why.
Don't choose this 15 minutes. Yeah, I was about to say yeah.
My wife just got off work. We're going to convent tonight. It's going to be texting me a lot, so I just going to take that off. So, you've got that in Arkansas too. You're going to have the governor. You're going to have the Arkansas House of Representatives and the Arkansas Senate. So, Pocahontas has a member of the House of Representatives. Some of y'all might know him. Like his name, Trey Stimmel or Stimmel. You know him?
Mm-hmm.
Good guy, right? He is. I like him. This is not anything for him or against him. He's just a guy I talk to. So I'm using him as my example. Right now in the government, they're passing the LEARNS Act. Any of y'all heard of the LEARNS Act? Heard anyone talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit? You know anything about it?
No.
You started it? That's fine. So what it is Governor Sanders, she just replaced Asa Hutchinson, who was in office for 8 years. She's the new governor, first female governor, which is kind of cool. And then her big platform has been to reform education. Obviously, education isn't great in Arkansas right now. We're ranked kind of low. All of y'all are super smart, though, and raise our grades. But so, like, we need to fix some stuff. That's where things like the vote for, like, our traditional 4-day, all that comes from. And there's a few things on it that are good. Like, I'm going to get a nice salary bump. I will make about $13,000 more if I teach here. If I teach in, like, Central Arkansas, it's like $8,000 more because there's going to be a new minimum starting pay of $50,000 for teachers. It's to kind of lower financial stress. It's to encourage more people to become teachers. People like y'all who, once this really gets settled, will benefit y'all to enter into this profession. Because right now I'm looking at $37,000 starting out, which is not great. So that's good. They've got things like the Fair Dismissal Act that are kind of scary for teachers. Because right now, if you need to get fired, you have to go through a process of an improvement plan. So let's say I've got really bad anger issues that I yell at y'all a lot. So I get put on an improvement plan. Obviously, it's not me. I've never yelled. But I would get put on an improvement plan to stop yelling at y'all. I'd have steps to take, and I'd have to prove that I'm taking those steps, or I could be dismissed, fired. So now they're just taking away with the improvement plan to get fired a lot easier. So that scared me. And then, like, my niece needs speech therapy. She's in first grade, and there's a clause in there about that, and I was worried that she couldn't get speech therapy as easy. So I emailed Mr. Stimmel. I let him know my concerns, and I encouraged him to vote against the bill because I didn't want it to pass because of my fears. He said, give me a call. Sent me his number. I called him. He cooled my concerns, feel a lot better about it now, and he just told me why he's going to vote for it. So he didn't just, he was like, you might still disagree with it, but here's why I'm going to vote for it, and he explained it in an awesome way. He's an awesome guy. He really talked to me. Really appreciate him. He gave me his personal number and told me to reach out again. Kind of answered all the questions for the rest of the student teachers in my grade. But say all that to say this. Y'all are 12, 13?
Yeah.
Anyone older?
Well, William's 11.
11? 14? All right.
For my birthday. Next year.
All right, so yeah, 11 to 15. So in 7 to 40 years, is that math right? Y'all will be voting if you want to. You don't have to. I encourage it. It's the best way to get your voice heard, to make things happen. I vote proudly. Whenever you vote, you're going to elect people like Mr. Simon. He doesn't just get the job by applying for it. He's going to run for an election. You're going to vote for him. I didn't vote for him because I voted for Conway last time, because then I moved my address to here, so now he's my representative, so Conway. So I have the right as a voter to reach out to him and question him on the bills or to let him hear my concerns. Because there's whatever, what does the word representative mean?
They represent what we're doing. They represent us as a country.
Right,
A
so
state, not a country.
y'all know what they do? Yeah, they represent us, but how do they do that? Like, what are they representing us in?
Laws,
passing bills.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
don't they have to like if we do like a whole thing for the United States? They have to like be like, all right, we're for that.
Yes, so that's going to be the U.S. Senate, but the Arkansas Senate's going to vote on things for Arkansas. That's why we don't have to go to the polls every time they think of something like the LEARNS Act. We elect officials who we think will share our voice the best, and they're going to be the ones to vote on that. That's why we've got the government and like the electoral congress and all that. So in doing that, that's why you have the right to raise awareness to them or be like, why are you going to vote yes or no on this bill? Just my free piece of advice today. You get older and you want to ask it, you have every right to. All right. Remember what we kind of talked about 2 days ago? What did we do yesterday?
I don't know.
That game.
We went through a review and Allie nailed me in the back of the head with the ball.
I did not even hit you.
You did. I felt it.
It hit
You might have felt the wind
That
up.
bruise, like.
You might have felt the wind up.
No, so we've talked about Hernando de Soto, good guy, bad guy.
Bad.
Bad guy. All right.
That's the only one I can remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
After De Soto, who's after him? Marquette and Joliet. Good guy, bad guy. Show me. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Good guy, bad guy. Marquette and Joliet. Good guy. All right. LaSalle. Good guy, bad guy.
I don't know.
Middle, you don't know? He was a bad guy. Remember, his people killed him. He did find the mouth of Mississippi. He wasn't as bad to the natives, but he's going to get killed because he's going to leave people without food, and they're not going to find the mouth of Mississippi to establish their colony. All right, our last dude, our beauty.
Why is there no girls? Because
That's a good question.
Don't
Why
turn
are
this into a feminist thing.
I could.
Don't.
All right, Tonti, good guy, bad guy. Good guy. What did he do?
He was in a war.
He was in a war.
He joined the Army and Navy.
What did he do for Arkansas? What's his nickname? Not the
Iron
Iron
Man.
The father of Arkansas. No. All right. No, we'll talk about that later. All right, so now we've got John Law. The reason there aren't any women were just advocates at this point. Like, that's literally all that men would let them do until more recently. Yeah, history's not great. All right, John Law. Around 1717, he will be the first person to attempt European settlement. How is a settlement different than a post or a fort? Any guesses? Yeah, it's more permanent, more long-term. It's going to kind of set up a community. You nailed it, Allie.
Okay, thank you. I needed that recommendation. I mean, not recommendation.
The recognition.
Not recognition.
Yeah, so a settlement is just more permanent. It's going to establish a community. You're going to have factories. You're going to have agriculture, government, all this stuff. So he's going to be the first person to attempt it. He wanted immigrants to raise crops to feed the soldiers at the post. So it was the first job he's going to introduce is going to be a farmer. They're going to feed people at the post. There's going to be some problems in Europe. They're going to cause Law and his company to fold because of stock prices and because he was selling fraudulent stocks. What does fraudulent mean?
Fake. Fragile.
Fake. Or fragile. Okay? Yes, you can make it work with fragile, but fake. Who knows what a stock is?
I think it's stock items.
Items.
A certain amount of
certain amount.
Certain amount of certain things. You invest in them. Wish I could tell you any of you were right. So if you grab like a carrot or a tomato or potato or chicken, put it in water and boil it, the water that it's going to be is called stock. And you're going to use that to make soups.
No, that's chicken stock.
No, not at all. That's the other stock.
Like chicken stock and stuff?
Yeah, no, the stock that we're talking about, that's just my dad joke. I'm trying to be like,
Oh.
no one's laughed at it. Yeah, just everyone. But I've tried it in every class. No, a stock is exactly, you invest in it. So we've talked about patrons. What are patrons?
The people that buy the stock.
Yeah, they subscribe.
No, not the people that buy it.
People that sell the stock.
You're going to give money to the people who explore. You're going to have a subscription to them. It's going to be the wealthy people like the king or the nobles or the super rich people. Stocks, middle class, poor people are going to be able to buy them. Stocks are still around today. And you all heard of Apple.
Yeah.
You heard of Twitter.
Yeah.
Amazon. Walmart, Target, McDonald's, General Electric. Y'all are so young.
Yeah.
Now, General Electric's going to have your appliances, like my washer and dryer, General Electric. My parents' not washing machine. The dishwasher. My parents are from General Electric. I'm
I
actually a
am the
robot.
dishwasher in my house.
Me too. I don't have a dishwasher and it stinks. I had to wash dishes this morning. I woke up at 5:30 this morning to wash dishes before I
I
came
woke
to
up
school.
at 3 before I came.
I woke up at 5 yesterday and started washing out of
Nice. My parents are watching that.
You have a great parent.
Okay, so who wants to be my table?
Me. I will.
Anyone besides those two?
I
Lily. Huh? Yeah. So, what do you want to be the CEO of? Big company. YouTube. Okay. So, Lily's going to start up YouTube. I'm going to come to Lily, or she's going to come to me, and she's going to say, hey, I'm starting up this company. It's going to make videos. I need a little bit of money to invest. So, say $10 a stock would be fair. If you start them off, I'll give you $10 and I'll buy a stock. Yes, Allie.
Is this like the Shark Tank?
No. Similar, but no. Well, yes, actually it is. They are investors, so I guess, yeah, they are buying a stock because they get a percentage of the stock back. So, yeah, it is Shark Tank. I'm a shark. Don't tell me.
What shark are you?
I don't know. I don't know any of them. I've watched it before. I don't know any.
Megalodon.
Oh, like actual shark.
No, like the
My dad's name is Tommy, and everyone calls him Megalotom at the beach. I just think that's funny. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. So I'm going to give her $10 for a stock of YouTube. She's going to take my $10 and advertise YouTube on TV. So business is going to boom. She's going to double her business. So I'm going to come back to her and I'm like, hey, I'm going to sell my stock. She says, oh, well, now it's worth $20. I sell it, I get $20. I originally paid $10. I got $10. So I'm going to make $10 off it. Thank you, Lily. You're a great assistant. So that is what a stock is. That's the process of this. Back then, you're going to invest in colonies, settlements, companies that are going to explore. So you're going to more invest in people. He's going to be the Mississippian company. It's going to be the one he's going to run. He's going to sell fraudulent ones. He's going to overcharge. He's going to lie and make up other stocks. He's going to be like, yeah, I have the Mississippian colony, but I also have the Oklahoma. Probably not what it'd be called, but I like saying Oklahoma. And so people are going to buy that. People are going to get upset. People are going to lose money. He's going to steal a lot of money. I'll talk about that a little more in a second. The way these slides are arranged are not great. I did not make them. We all use them. Only a few indentured servants arrived before the settlers, and they stayed to farm, hunt, and trade. Who knows what an indentured servant is?
An indentured servant?
Seth.
A slave, but not like.
It's a slave.
Yeah.
It can be similar to it now. Like you can still have indentured servants. It doesn't happen often because it's seen as inhumane. But technically, if you get arrested, go to jail, and are convicted, you can be punished to be an indentured servant. So you've got those people that clean up the side of the highway. They're technically indentured servants in that moment. So that's what this is going to be. All right, so we had big plans for building a new colony. He dreamed to be a large city with factories and an army to protect it. Who else have we talked about that had these great dreams for a colony or a settlement or whatever? Who's the guy after Christopher? He was also Spanish, though.
He was the just.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
DeSoto.
Yes.
Fernando. It is. So his obviously isn't going to stick. He's not going to make anything. Kind of similar with John Paul. I haven't filled my water bottle up since third period today, so my mouth is dry. It's a short walk, but I just refuse to do it. It's Friday. So he established the Mississippi Company and thought that it would allow colonists to buy land in the new city, even though he'd never been to the site where the colony would be built. Why would that be a problem?
Because it might be hilly, it might be bad for crops, it might be uneasy.
You nailed it. Have you been in my fifth period before? Because that's exactly how I've been saying it. You don't know how the territory is going to be. Almost that terrestrial. The territory is going to be, it could be rocky, it could flood, you don't know. So selling that is going to get you into predicaments. Y'all know where Ash Flat is?
Yes.
I have to drive there almost every week.
Nice. I've been there, Tractor Supply, before I had to do a storage transfer. Not
Did
fun.
you say you work there?
I do, I work at Tractor Supply.
I saw you there.
Did?
Wait,
Listen, don't
you
see
sounded
me.
so sad. You're like,
My dad's on the
I'm different at Tractor Supply, y'all.
You did.
I'm just different, okay?
Are you just not one of them country geeks?
No, that comes out more of Tractor Supply. I'm not this formal person you see before you that you're like, oh, you're just so professional.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have overall. You stick a little piece of wheat in your mouth.
I do. It's actually part of the thing. I've got a straw hat, so I'll shut up. Anyway, what do you know about Ash Flat? How's the land in Ash Flat? Hilly. So is it going to be good to grow rice? No. Okay, I've never been to Ash Flat. Theoretically, I've been there. Okay, so we're assuming I've never been to Ash Flat. Coach Eddington tells me Ash Flat is the best place to plant rice. You'll grow the most rice in Ash Flat. So I give Coach Eddington $100. I say, all right, start me up a little. Okay, $100 million. I'm going to make this huge rice field. So I give him the money. I go there to plant it. I get there, and how do you think I'm going to feel when I get there to plant rice? I'm going to be mad. Yeah, that's what's going to happen here. Like I said, people are going to be mad at John Locke. He was dishonest. He began to sell counterfeit stock in his company. Prices are going to go up, and the French economy got worse, and many will lose their money. He'll flee to Italy, where he's going to die 10 years later. All right, y'all looking a little sleepy? I'll make you talk real quick. Turn to someone near you, and guess why printing money would do that? Like if you just kept printing money.
It's not
Yeah,
that
watch
color.
Okay,
And
tell Elena about it.
Even.
Sure. What do you think of that? I keep going. That's fine. You don't know if I just bring money.
You know what? Earning like their motivation is value.
Right, it's going to lose value. Alright. Everyone got a kind of answer?
Yeah.
Alright, throw me out some ideas. Okay.
It's too much.
It's gonna lose value.
It could make the trees commit die.
Yeah, it's going to kill trees.
There
Alley.
would be so much more.
So your question was print money.
Print money.
Do you mean make money?
Yeah, make money, my bad. Print money, make money. Why is doing that going to be bad?
It's gonna be bad because after a while, like everyone's just gonna have so much money that like all the prices are gonna go up, and then after the prices go up, everything's gonna be like an economy.
So the money's
It's
going to
gonna
be
be an economy crash.
So the market value of your dollar is going to be less.
Keep making more than
Exactly. At the worst time in history, is Germany or France? I've been saying Germany all day, but I'm 99% sure it's France. They're going to do this. A loaf of bread is going to cost about $10,000.
Oh wow.
Now, that'd be about $1 million. Could you imagine buying a loaf of bread for $1 million?
I wouldn't mind.
If you had $40 million in your bank account, you buy it. But really, that's going to be about $40 now because that's how much money that's printed. That's how bad inflation got. You're going to end up running out because everyone. Imagine counting out $4 million to buy a loaf of bread. Like if you buy all your groceries, I spend about $100 a week on groceries. So that'd be like $100 million on my groceries in a week. Imagine counting that out to the cashier.
That takes so long.
So people are just gonna start burning money because it's becoming worthless, and the money's gonna default. That's kind of what's happening here. He's gonna be part of the problem for it. He's not the whole thing, but he kind of put the ideas of some French people to keep printing money. Not a good dude. Alright. I'm so mad. I'm so happy it's Friday. I'm just ready to get done. No, how was life at the Arkansas Post? Can't think of his name. Under the Tonti. Was there a lot of business? I didn't see that. So were there a lot of visitors? Were there? No. What?
Which one are we going about?
The Arkansas Post. Is there going to be a lot of like visitors to come and trade there?
Yeah, that was beside now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not at first.
Later on, there
It's going to increase. Why? Why is it going to increase?
because people are gonna learn about it, and then they're gonna tell their friends, and their friends are gonna tell others.
Yeah, and what's going to be established in the It's a boot.
Right.
It's a boot. It's a boot.
Louisiana.
I don't know why I did it like that when I could have done that.
I thought the boot was
That looks cooler.
Italy also looks like a boot, but it looks more like a boot that's kicking or like a fancy boot. Y'all see my heel
Yes.
movement? Alright. So through the early parts of the 1700s or the 18th century, residents were in and out of the Arkansas Post, along with dozens of soldiers posted there. So really the only people that are going to stay is going to be your soldiers, going to be the people running the post. Everyone else is going to be in and out. The very first priest at the post is going to be killed by a group of Indians. Right after he got there. Not how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Alright, this has been everyone's favorite thing to say all day, and I don't know why. The first census from the Arkansas Post stated there were 31 white settlers, 14 slaves, 29 pigs, 60 cows, 29 bulls, a steer, and 3 horses.
I like cows.
That's what I've got in every class is either I like cows or that's a lot of cows.
I love cows.
I
actually
love
don't like
cows.
I don't even eat
My wife loves cows. For Valentine's Day, I got her a squishmallow of a cow.
Oh, that's so cute.
Walmart. I was gonna order it because I couldn't find it anywhere, and then literally on Valentine's Day I went to Walmart and found it. I was so happy.
That's cute.
No, because I've been looking. Every time I go to Walmart, I'll look for one because I'm obsessed with cows.
It's like a little brown cow. It's so cute.
Aw.
So cute.
I'll get you one more.
When is my birthday? Next year. September.
Okay,
Isn't it like
so no one answer me please because I don't want y'all to tell me this. Do y'all know what a steer is?
a
Yes.
steer?
A steer.
Yeah, it's a bull.
No, I'm gonna answer. It's a boy cow that can't have kids, so it's basically for meat. It's not gonna continue the population.
I think that is.
Yeah. I was asked in my first 3 classes, I was like, I'm just gonna start telling them so that way I don't get other students saying it. Alright, so many people did stop at their post on their way to and from Louisiana. Okay. So we're gonna have to move the post. During its first 100 years, there's going to be seasonal flooding. You're going to have fear of the British and Indian attacks, so we're going to move the post. Why would flooding make us want to move?
Because you're not going to have anything.
Once it's flooded, yeah.
Would be able to grow food, so you start to starve.
Yeah, you're going to lose your crops. I know what you said, I forgot that. Everything's going to be ruined. Josie's, apparently we're going to all lose our will to live. Keep carrying on.
Might drown.
You need to talk after this.
Huh?
Just kidding.
I'm
She's all crazy.
You can talk.
Okay.
Okay.
It might not be right.
Alright, so... Alright, y'all aren't mean to me about my maps, are y'all? Third period's so mean about my maps.
That's the best map you looked up.
I love maps, and third period's so mean to me. Okay. So, fifth period made fun of me because I always say all right. And so I'd say, all right. And then they'd smack at me. They'd mock me and be like, all right. So,
I'm going to start saying
All right.
yeah, I'm just going to walk in and Matthew McConaughey.
Why is there only one big state?
I don't know. That's not what we're talking about right now.
California and Texas are the biggest.
And Alaska.
Oh my god, really? Alaska's the biggest.
All right, guys. So, see, I said it again. I said all right.
Alright.
So, if the Arkansas Post is right here, and this is all going to be under British control,
That's pretty bad.
where would you want to move the post to be safe from the British?
And probably further
Away
away
from
from
the
the
British.
So you're going to want to kind of go up away from the
Yeah.
whatever. All right. So with flooding, you're going to move up here, yonder, here. You're going to end up in Little Rock at some point.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Tuesday.
Why don't we have big so are we not gonna be here Monday?
You're only going to be here Monday. What's happening Tuesday?
I don't know. It's everything's happening Tuesday, I feel like.
Tuesday's my favorite day of the week. Fun fact.
Wait, why?
I don't know. Because everyone hates it, so I love
I hate Monday.
Me too.
it. Yeah, but I can't like it. That's impossible. Gosh, quit. I know I have armpit sweat.
Let's see. No, you don't.
No, I do. I can feel it. All right.
Yeah, don't do this part either.
So that's where they're going to move the post. Settlers are going to have a rough time. They're going to deal with diseases and sickness, much like the natives. One of the biggest one is yellow fever.
Is that why you have to do
Okay. Who knows what yellow fever is? You do?
Wait, can you just click on the
I'll click on it in a second. Y'all heard of malaria?
Yes.
Yeah. You should do like a big shot for that, right?
What causes malaria?
Yes.
I don't know.
We've got them really bad here in summer.
Mosquitoes.
Yes.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes.
So this is what yellow fever kind of looks like. It's going to give you a headache. You're going to be nauseous. It's from animals, mainly mosquitoes. The reason it's called yellow fever, you're going to have a headache and a fever. Your eyes are going to turn yellow.
Yeah, so like when babies are born, they
Yeah. You watch Greg and Abby, don't you?
yeah, I'm ready because I didn't watch it last night.
I want that ability.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Imagine if you could like have a color in it to change that.
Like if you turn purple when you got the flu.
Yeah, or like if you had yellow, it's yellow.
You do turn yellow.
I stretched too far and then I tried to stop myself because my slides flew. Okay, so we talked about it. Why did the natives not? It's so hot in here right now. Why did the natives not? Marburg disease is bad for them. They don't have immunities to it. Y'all are nailing it. So the settlers aren't going to have immunities to the yellow fever. I'm opening the door. I think that helps.
I was crying the reason why I did that.
Oh, I thought you were not. Oh my gosh. It feels so cool up there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So they're not going to have these immunities. They're going to die. Fun times. All right, 1803, the Arkansas Post is going to move to its third person. So who owned Arkansas first? DeSoto was Spanish. So the Spanish are going to have Arkansas first under DeSoto. Henry de Tonti is going to come along and establish Arkansas with the French. With the flag, yes. French. All right. So in 1803, we talked about it the other day. You're going to buy this big chunk of land right here. What's that called? Louisiana Purchase. Arkansas is finally the United States.
Wow.
All right. Question. Describe some difficulties faced by the colonists. I'm just kidding. We don't have that.
Disease.
Disease. Yeah, disease is going to be a big one. Okay, so during colonial times, I don't know. Am I running out of time?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into mercantilism. All right, we'll wrap up. Mercantilism is really fun to talk about. It is for me. It's a European thing. I've told you I love European history.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll wrap up with mercantilism on Monday because I can't really get into it. So what's going to happen is European nations are going to set up trading posts, do trade routes. They're going to compete with other European countries to control the world's land and resources. Sometimes war broke out. Europe loves wars, and the nations are going to find over places like Arkansas. So the French aren't going to feel safe. They're going to think the Spanish and the French are coming after them. That's why they put what everywhere? Not training posts, but forts. All right, that's all we've got today. See y'all Monday. You can't leave yet.